What if I told you that one of the most feared characters in modern action cinema is not done yet? What if the quiet man with the stopwatch, the man who walks into chaos with calm eyes and leaves justice behind, still has one final chapter left to write? For years, audiences believed The Equalizer was just another action movie, but it wasn't. It became a statement, a character study, a reminder that justice doesn't always wear a badge, and that sometimes the most dangerous man in the room is the one who doesn't raise his voice. After The Equalizer 3, fans around the world began asking the same question: is this really the end? Today, we're breaking down everything you need to know about The Equalizer 4, what's confirmed, what's rumored, what's realistic, and why this franchise refuses to fade quietly into the night. And before we go any further, if you love intelligent action films, deep character stories, and honest updates without hype or misinformation, hit the like button right now. It helps this video reach more fans who care about stories that actually matter. When The Equalizer arrived in 2014, it didn't explode onto screens with loud one-liners or overblown spectacle. It whispered. It introduced us to a man living a quiet, disciplined life, structured, controlled, and haunted by a past he never speaks about. Robert McCall wasn't chasing fame. He wasn't chasing revenge. He was chasing peace. But peace has a way of attracting trouble. The first film established the soul of the franchise. Violence used not for entertainment, but as a last resort measure, precise and devastating. Every move had purpose. Every decision carried weight. Then came The Equalizer 2 in 2018, and this time it was personal. We learned more about McCall's past, his relationships, and the emotional cost of living in the shadows. The stakes were higher, the enemies were closer, and for the first time, McCall wasn't just protecting strangers, he was confronting betrayal. The film peeled back the layers and showed us a man who, despite his control, was still deeply human. In 2023, The Equalizer 3 arrived with a different tone. Slower, darker, more reflective, set against the quiet beauty of southern Italy. It felt less like a continuation and more like a possible farewell. The question was no longer whether McCall could still fight, but whether a man like him could ever truly stop. That ending sparked intense debate, not because it was explosive, but because it was quiet. No dramatic death, no final showdown screaming, "the end." Just a man standing still, as if asking himself whether he'd finally earned rest. And that brings us to the biggest question of all. Is The Equalizer 4 actually happening? As of now, there has been no official green light announcement from the studio. No confirmed release date, no production start. But here's what matters. No one involved has ever said the story is over for good. In Hollywood, silence is rarely accidental. As of now, there has been no official green light announcement from the studio. No confirmed release date. No production start. But here's what matters. No one involved has ever said the story is over for good. In Hollywood, silence is rarely accidental. Franchises don't usually end with ambiguity unless there's room to return. And The Equalizer 3 ended with something very deliberate: closure without finality. That kind of ending doesn't close a door. It leaves it unlocked. Denzel Washington is not an actor who chases sequels. He chooses roles carefully, especially at this stage of his career. So the fact that he returned to this character 3 times already tells us something important. In interviews, Washington has described Robert McCall as one of the most meaningful roles of his later career, not because of the action, but because of the humanity. McCall isn't a superhero. He's aging. He's tired. He carries regret. And that's exactly why audiences connect with him. He represents restraint, responsibility, consequences. But Washington has also been clear about one thing. He won't return unless the story is worth telling. Not bigger, not louder, deeper. So if the Equalizer 4 happens, it won't exist just to cash in. It would exist to say something meaningful, something final, or something necessary. The ending of the Equalizer 3 didn't feel like a full stop because men like Robert McCall don't simply turn off their moral compass. A person who has spent his entire life responding to injustice doesn't retire from it. Peace is fragile for someone like him, and the moment injustice rises again, so does he. That's why fans believe the story isn't finished, not because it needs another sequel, but because the character's nature won't allow him to walk away forever. If the Equalizer 4 moves forward, it won't be about escalating body counts. It will be about escalating consequences. One possible direction is a final reckoning, not against a single villain, but against the system McCall has been fighting his entire life. Another possibility is a mentor-style arc where McCall encounters someone walking the same dangerous path he once did and must decide whether to intervene or let history repeat itself. There's also the chance of a broader, global conflict, something that forces McCall out of isolation and back into a world he thought he'd left behind. But no matter the direction, the story would remain grounded, personal, and emotionally heavy. That's the identity of this franchise. A fourth film would likely introduce new characters, especially on the antagonist side. The Equalizer has always thrived on intelligent villains, threats that feel real, calculated, and morally complex. Not cartoon evil, not exaggerated chaos, real danger. And that's what makes the confrontations hit harder. Director Antoine Fuqua has been instrumental in shaping the tone of this franchise. His style is patient, controlled, and unapologetically serious. The action is surgical, not flashy. Every movement has intention. Every fight tells a story. If the Equalizer 4 happens under his direction, expect even more restraint. Less noise. More tension. Because at this stage, silence is more powerful than spectacle. As for a release window, let's be realistic. Even if the film were announced today, it would still be years away. Between script development, scheduling, and production, a realistic timeline would place it 2 to 3 years after official confirmation. That means patience, but meaningful stories are always worth waiting for. The demand for the Equalizer 4 isn't driven by hype. It's driven by connection. Audiences see something familiar in Robert McCall, not as a fighter, but as someone who believes the world can be better than it is. Someone who refuses to look away when others do. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe the Equalizer should end with Part 3, or does Robert McCall deserve one final mission? Let me know in the comments. Your voice matters here, and it shapes the conversations we have next. Whether the Equalizer 4 happens or not, one truth remains. Robert McCall has already left his mark. He proved that action films can be thoughtful, that justice doesn't need noise, and that sometimes the strongest response to evil is calm resolve. If the story continues, it will be because it needs to, not because it's profitable, not because it's popular, but because one last injustice refuses to stay unresolved. And if you enjoyed this deep dive and want more cinematic breakdowns, honest updates, and serious discussions about films that matter, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you truly believe that justice never sleeps, share this video with another Equalizer fan, because some stories are too important to be told only once.